everyone, I am Ramyashri. Welcome to my channel Ashwin's Astrology. First of all, wishing all my viewers a very happy Indian Independence Day. As I mentioned in the short video earlier, I'll be analyzing India's Independence Day horoscope in this video and will try to predict the country's future for the next 1 year. I'll be making use of the astrological concept Varshapala here. So first, let's know what is Varshapala or Varsha Pravesh, and then let's go ahead with the predictions. So if you like my video so far, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also press the bell icon to receive instant notifications. And don't forget to spread the word among your friends and family circle. So firstly, what is Varshapala or Varsha Pravesh? So this concept is generally used for an individual's horoscope whenever we have to try to predict any certain event in an individual's life. But we can even use this concept to analyze or to assess the country's future, which comes in the Medini Jyotish part. So this is a kind of an experiment or a exercise which I am doing. So please drop in your feedback and suggestions also to this. So Varsha Pravesh or Varshapala means from an individual perspective, the where planet Sun is placed in the birth chart, that is the specific longitude or a degree. If Sun returns to the same degree, because Sun transits every day at 1 degree, because Sun is from the astronomical point of view, it is a constant celestial body. So we consider that Sun has a transit of 1 degree across the zodiac per day. So it takes 360 days to complete the whole zodiac, because there is a 360 degree, and that's why when after 1 year, that is after 360 days, 365 days, when Sun comes to the same position, the same degree as it was in the birth chart, then at that date and time we call it as Varsha Pravesh or solar return, which is what we cast as Varshapala chart. So suppose in India's independence horoscope, as we have Sun in 27 degree 59 minutes in Karka Rashi, this is in 1947 India's Independence Day horoscope. So if we consider that as India's birth horoscope, and now in 2024 on 14th of August in afternoon hours, Sun comes to the same longitude of 27 degree 59 minutes in Karka Rashi. So that time and that day would be considered for the casting of the Varshapala chart. So this is like a birth horoscope for this 1 year. So from 2024 to 2025, to analyze what kind of events we can expect, we have to cast this chart, because this chart will help us to trail out all kind of tiny events also, which is very possible or which is very important in predicting how the year would look like, because the birth chart alone wouldn't be sufficient to make these kind of predictions, and that's why we are making use of Varshapala concept also here. So to predict from a Varshapala chart, we need some more parameters, like who is Varshesh, who is Muntesh, who is the complete Panchadikari, like we consider the birth Lagna Lord, the Varshapal chart's Lagna Lord, because as we are casting it again at the time Sun returns to the same position in the respective year, because it can change each and every year. So this time if it is coming on 14th August afternoon, the next year it could be on 16th August afternoon or 15th August afternoon. It will naturally be 1 or 2 days here and there. It won't be of much difference considering the Sun's motion of 1 degree per day. So it will be in the same range. So because even the time and date also varies, definitely the Lagna also will varies. So in India's Independence Day horoscope, it is Vrishab Lagna, and this year we have it as Makar Lagna. So Makar Lagna becomes the 9th house from the Vrishab Lagna, that is from the birth chart Lagna. So we have to even see which Lagna it is getting. So it is taking the 9th Lagna, and 9th house represents generally the all kinds of auspiciousness, that is the Dharma Bhava, it's the Bhagya Bhava. So we have to consider these features as well, and also we have to consider the Varshesh or the Muntesh as well. So we have the Panchadikari concept, as I mentioned earlier, birth Lagna Lord we have to consider, Varshapal charts Lagna Lord we have to consider, and the Munta Lord, where Munta is sitting. Munta is like a connecting point in these factors for the Varshapal chart. So that also we have to consider. Then Munta is not a planet or something, it is just an indicator which connects the birth chart as well as the Varshapal chart. So it's a very special feature which is available only in Varshapal chart. So we have to consider the disposter of the Munta. That is, if Munta is placed in Capricorn, Makar Rashi, then Shani becomes the Munta lord. So like this year Munta is placed in Tula Rashi. So Venus itself becomes the Munta lord. So even the Rishabh Lagna, that is birth chart Lagna's lord, is also Venus only, and even the Munta's lord is also Venus only. So it's a very good feature. So like this, we have to consider 4-5 parameters: the Trirashi Pati lord, Dinaratri Pati lord. So like this, all the 5 Panchadikari, after considering them, we will analyze who is the Muntesh as well as who is the Varshesh. So these parameters will help us to analyze and to predict how the year would be, because for particular planet being the Varshesh or the Muntesh, we have been given a separate dictum in the classic scriptures that if Mars becomes the Varshesh or if Venus becomes the Muntesh, what will be the results. So these kind of analysis, these kind of parameters will help us to make the analysis much better as well. So let's begin with the actual predictions here. So as you can see on the screen, to the left of me, it's the India's Independence Day horoscope, and you can see the Varshapal chart of 2024 to 2025 based on this India's Independence Day horoscope. So here you can see here that Varshapal chart has Makar Lagna, and Munta is in 7 number Rashi, which is Libra Rashi, which becomes the 10th house. So as per the classic scriptures, when Munta is in 9, 10, 11, it is considered very auspicious, because 9th house is for higher amount of auspiciousness. It is the highest trikona, and also 10th house represents the karma and karma's fruits, and 11th house is the combined fruits of 9th house and 10th house. So having Munta in 9th house, 10th house or in 11th house is considered the best, and it delivers extremely favorable results. So we can say that from this position of Munta, that this year would be very great for our country. So having Munta in 9, 10, 11, we can definitely expect major amount of transformation in our country, because 7th house Libra, which is a Vayu Tattva Rashi, and where now currently no planet is placed in, and very soon Jupiter next year when it moves to Gemini Rashi, which is also Vayu Tattva Rashi, we can see a bigger amount of transformation in terms of banking, in terms of judiciary, because Libra has a sign is the balancing sign. So it's it being a Vayu Tattva Rashi, and also being the Rashi where Saturn gets exalted. So it's a very important sign to say that for judiciary system, we can see a lot of transformation, and also from banking system, there will be a greater amount of changes as well. So this is the first prediction which we can make from the Varshapal chart. Second, next going to, so moving ahead to the next prediction. So we can see here that Sun being in the 7th house is aspecting the Lagna. So we can see that there will be a major amount of decisions would be taken by the government of India. So the union government will actually will go ahead with many bills actually for the welfare of the citizens, because 7th house is very important for mass public communication. So that's why we may see that a lot of transformations would happen in this area as well, and especially for females also. So after we have seen a lot of kind of incidents which is happening to women which are not right, and even after 78 years of independence, if we are seeing such gruesome incidents, because when we consider our country has a female, and also we consider Bharat Mata as Mata, so we definitely need much better facilities and much better protection from the judiciary system as well for the welfare of women. So that also we may see happening. And also to mention, Venus is placed in 8th house from the Varshapal Lagna's chart. So here Venus is placed in the 8th house along with Mercury retrograde. So this is definitely not good, but Saturn is aspecting it. So it does shows that the crimes against women will definitely increase, because Mars is also aspecting Venus, and also Saturn is aspecting Venus, so there is no protection from the Jupiter. So we can see the rise in crimes for women against women during this time period. And also Moon, who is also another feminine planet, is placed in the 11th house and is aspected by Jupiter and Mars. So again there is kind of a not so good position for both the feminine planets. And Venus is the Lagna lord, the birth chart Lagna lord, and also Munta lord this year. So Venus not being in a good position, like it is in the 8th house in an inimical sign also. So this shows that there will be rise in the crimes against women. But because Saturn is in its own house and it is Vakri and it is in the second house, which represents that vocal or people will definitely take initiative, and we can definitely expect some changes in the judiciary system, which will happen for women. So that's one thing very much noted here. And second, importantly, Rahu Ketu in the 3-9 axis. So third house is very important for neighbors, and ninth house is very important for dharma or for any all kinds of auspiciousness. So Rahu in the third house also represents the kind of vulnerability we'll have across our neighbors. And during this time period, because Varshesh is Mars this time and Muntesh is Venus this time, and that's why we may end up having a lot of ceasefire or lot of border related issues during this time. We might even end up having a small war or small fire or small surgical strike kind of incident also with our neighbors to handle the border security issues. So the whole year we might see that we'll have lot of issues with related to the border related countries. Our neighbors will have problems. So Rahu also represents the communal rights, and being in Guru's Rashi, it's very much noted. So we'll have a lot of backlash on the dharmic point of view also, because he's in the Jupiter's Rashi right now. So that's also one thing noted. And from the Lagna's birth chart, Lagna's Kundli, Rahu is in the 11th house. So this could be a bit problematic time period for Indian stock markets as well, because 11th house, any planet will give good results. But Rahu in the 11th house just indicates there will be high amount of volatility. So all of a sudden on a given day we may see markets going up, and all of a sudden on a given day we can see markets going down. So there is a huge amount of volatility for the next 1 year. And also when all these planets come and sit in the 11th house the next year, in during the second half of March till May 18th, so those 50 days I'll be making a separate video during that time period. So March 15th onwards till May 18th of 2025, this 50-55 days would be very terrible for our country, from Indian stock market perspective, from the financial sector perspective, and from all perspective, whether it might be related to our relation with our neighboring countries, or from any other perspective. This would be very difficult time period. And also this could be a very tough time for the whole world as well, because having 6 planets in the Pisces Meena Rashi during that time period definitely will cause some or the other problem. So that's one thing. And next, Mars and Jupiter in the 5th house, and also aspecting the Moon in the 11th. So there is an Ichbang Rajyo, because Moon's disposter is aspecting Moon, but Jupiter is also aspecting Moon, so there is definitely an Ichbang Rajyo. But because they are in the 5-11 axis, again we'll see a lot of financial scams coming out, or a lot of threatening, or a lot of financial security threats, cyber crimes also happening during this time period. And Rahu Ketu in 3-9 axis, as I mentioned earlier, Rahu is causing this neighbor related issue, and Ketu in the ninth, that too in Kanya Rashi, which is Prithvi Tattva Rashi. So we might end up losing many small pieces of land during this time. And also earthquake also will be a major amount of concern, because Jupiter is aspecting that Rashi, and Mars Jupiter being such a close conjunction during this time period within a degree definitely indicates that. So natural calamities are also on the rise for the next 1 year. So from Saturn, who is in the second house, who is the retrograde, we might see that in most of the issues the government will be interested to take action, but will not be able to take action. So there will be kind of some hindrances each and every step, but somehow they will make it possible. So even though the justice is delayed, it will not be denied, because Saturn is the Lagna lord as well as the second lord and is in the second house. So aspected by Venus, so Venus definitely improves the condition of Saturn here. And Venus will, that is, the government, union government will strategically implement the rules and regulation, because Venus is planet of strategy and Mercury is that intelligence or intellectual capability. So it will, both these two planets aspecting Saturn will improve the condition of Saturn and will help Saturn to face any kind of challenges and to also overcome any kind of obstacles which are put by the opposition, and they will be able to successfully implement any kind of bills during the next 1 year. So overall, seeing for the next 1 year, it wouldn't be that smooth, and we can say that this year would be a mixed period even after having Munta in the 10th house. From the foreign trade and also from the exports, will definitely do well, and we'll see a lot of entrepreneurs rising during this time period. A new kinds of idea, out of box thinking, everything will emerge, because third house, house of talents, has Rahu in it. And though no planets are aspecting it, we will see artificial intelligence, machine learning, these kind of activities or these kind of technologies getting a very huge support, actually, from the government of India also, and also in the industry also. These fields will be definitely a pioneer in the industry. So hopefully we see the best of times during this year as well. But we have to see for the other positions as I mentioned, because Sun is in a Jalatattva Rashi. So the government will think 100 times before going ahead and also make use of their strategies to implement their bills. So this will cause some amount of delay, but justice is never denied. So let's wish we have a very good year for the next 1 year. And this is all about the Varshapal predictions for 2024 to 2025. Please do drop in your feedback and suggestions and let me know how it was. I'll definitely take it up. So until I come up with the next video, thank you.